Can you sort of take us through that first touchdown real quick? And you sort of started celebrating like 10, 15 yards early. You're going straight into the student section there. What's going through your mind when you see that opening?
I was just very excited, first one of the season, with my teammates, just it was a big moment. It was a big moment in Auburn at the time. I just had the energy and I just celebrated. I felt like I needed to celebrate and, I did.
Next question, Justin Ferguson.
Hank, how do you think the offensive line did tonight? It looks like y'all had a lot of lanes to run through, all the running backs, but especially you.
I feel like the offensive line did their job tonight. Guys have been doing their job for the whole summer. They've been doing very good. I'm thankful for them guys, and I just want this to keep going. And it is gonna keep going. We got to get better. We got a lot of improvement to do. Today was good, but we got a lot to get better at.
Question from Jordan Hill.
Hank, we saw Jarquez being able to make some big plays. Just what were your impressions of how he handled his first game?
I knew Jarquez when he got the opportunity to get in. When we got done, the halftime coach told us, I know when he got the opportunity, he's gonna take the lead. Like he's just gonna do what he do. He's a great running back. He got good vision and he's quick. So I knew he was gonna do what he had to do.
The game when
I like how he runs. He's a great running back.
Question from Nathan King.
I think you guys scored a touchdown. Your first 5 drives probably would have been the first 6 if it had been halftime. Were you surprised with how well you guys executed the new offense in the first half?
With all the things we've been getting ready for, hitting this offense over and over again, it wasn't no surprise. After the hard work we put in, something, we all worked our tails off all summer with the same plays, working over and over again on the same plays to get the little things right on the play. So it wasn't no surprise. We just, it just happened because, we did the little things right. So it wasn't no surprise.
It was something.
Question from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, just talk about the running backs as a whole. Looks like you guys were having a lot of fun tonight and a lot of production, just everybody running the ball.
I feel like this year we have a great running back room. Worm, Jarquez, Sean, all us, Jordan, all us back there. We all work hard. Jay Sharp, we all some hard work competitive. So like that make us want to, when one do good, that make the other one get in and do good. We're competing, and we always keep each other up when we down. And that's the thing I like about our running back room this year. It's no envy. Everybody like for each other to do good, and we competing, and we want to see each other do good.
The confidence there.
Brian Matthews.
Yes, Tank. Back to the offensive line. Gave Bo Nix a lot of time tonight. Did he sort of show what he can do when he has a clean pocket and can have time to throw?
Yeah, Bo showed what he can do. Bo Big can do that. He always been a great player. With the O-line just blocking, doing what they had to do, gave him time. He had the time to throw. But Bo been doing that. And it wasn't no surprise from us seeing him do that because we know what he's capable of doing. And and there's gonna be a lot of that this year out of him. And I just know that for a fact. So it wasn't no. I like the way the O-line did tonight, and they did a very good job.
All right, that's all I have in the chat for Tank, so we'll let him go. Next up will be Bo Nix.
Hey, Bo, you broke the school record for completion percentage with over 20 pass attempts today. How do you feel about that?
I was excited to get out there and be consistent and obviously just be in control of the game and know where to go with the ball. That's the main kind of thing you have to take care of when you're a quarterback is just know where to go with the ball. The rest will usually take care of itself. Our guys did a great job of getting open today. Our coaches put us in a great situation to succeed. Our game plan was good for what they were doing on defense. And as a team, I felt like the whole offense kind of contributed to that. And it was definitely not just me.
Question from Justin Ferguson.
Bo, you threw the ball to a lot of different guys, not just receivers, but the running backs got involved a good bit, tight ends as well. Do you enjoy that as a quarterback, having more options out there to spread the ball around?
Absolutely. I just love the kind of the joy in all those guys' faces and the excitement that they get when they make a big play. And going into the season, I was asked a lot about who are going to be those guys that step up. And I kind of didn't really know because there were so many of them, so many possibilities. And as we saw tonight, there's a bunch of guys that are doing their jobs at a high level and they're continuing to get open and make plays for our offense, and that just helps the entire offense.
Let's go to Nathan King.
Hey, Bo, what do you think allowed y'all to execute at such a high level in, I guess, mostly the first half where he scored 5 straight touchdowns in the first game of a brand new offense? What allowed y'all to succeed so highly?
Just that question is pretty easy because it's up front, and they started running the ball really well early. That opened up everything else, and they had their way tonight. Protection, run game, all that stuff. They communicated great. We didn't really have busts, didn't really have many penalties, if any, but those guys did really good up front. And I'm excited because we've seen what they're capable of doing, and obviously those guys with all the experience they have, they're just going to continue to get better themselves. And so that's exciting.
Question from Caleb Jones.
Hey, Bo, you tied your dad for most career, or you tied your dad in career touchdown passes tonight with 31. What does that mean to you as not only a player, but also a son?
It means a lot. Obviously, that whole thing is kind of a huge contribution of where I'm at. My dad's taught me a lot. And I'm here today because of him. And just to tie him, it's crazy. There's a bunch of stats and stuff that I end up in between games. I end up stuck at the same statistic he was. And so I think that's pretty cool. And there's a lot that goes into it, a lot of hard work, but hopefully I'm excited to move forward and go into week 2 and carry the momentum that we have.
We'll finish up with a question from Brian Matthews.
Yes, Bo. Tonight's sort of the culmination of 8 months plus of work under Brian Harsin and his regime. I know he challenged you guys to do some things tonight. How do you think you responded to that? And how do you think it's gone for the last 8 months or so?
Yeah, I think we responded well. We were physical. We played clean football. We played together. We played with passion and excitement. And we just played clean football. And at the end of the day, when you go out there and you limit turnovers, you limit penalties, and you limit offensive mistakes, like missed assignments and things, you usually give yourself a pretty good chance of succeeding and having a good night. And that's what we did. We played sharp and we just kind of had our way tonight. But I think just moving forward, that's great for confidence, especially in a new offense.
Thank you.
I'll finish this up with Bo.
Thank you.
Bo. We'll reset in just
How did you think the offensive line did as a whole tonight? You guys didn't give up any sacks. So there was a lot of running room up there. How do you feel like you guys performed as a whole?
I thought we executed well. The coaches had a good game plan going into this one. We had a good couple weeks of practice going into it. And I thought we played pretty physical up front as well. Just got to kind of build on this game into the next week.
When they come in, do something a little bit different. He's definitely more of a quarterback.
next question is Nathan King.
Hey, Austin, you guys scored touchdown on your first 5 possessions. Probably would have been your first 6 if you hadn't had to go into halftime. Just the first game in a brand new offense. What allowed y'all, in your opinion, to succeed so highly right off the bat?
Again, I think it goes back to the game plan the coaches put in. We had good practice leading up, just executing the game plan and, just kind of doing what we're supposed to, playing pretty clean. And, I think that's why we scored on the first 5 drives we had.
Question from Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Austin, what does it mean to you as an offensive lineman to have 2 running backs go over 100 yards and your quarterback have one of the most efficient games in Auburn history?
It's big. Anytime you can run the ball like that in a game, it's huge. And, just building on, going into the next game and the next, it'll just give us confidence in the run game. So this is a big confidence booster.
Question from Jordan Hill.
Austin, they always talk about communication, just how important that is for an offensive line. Just how was it tonight? And how much do you think this experience tonight can help you guys, going into next week and the games after that?
Communication is huge, as an offensive line. And I thought, we made our calls, consistently and executed the right thing. We can still clean up a few things up front, obviously. But this game was big, knowing that we can run the ball like we did tonight. It's just a thing that we can build on in the future.
Go to Justin Ferguson.
Austin, Coach Harsin said after the game that he could tell the offensive line was locked in during the walkthroughs, and it felt like you guys as a unit were just really, really focused and ready to play. Could you feel that kind of in the build up to this game?
I could. We going back, we had good weeks of practice, and then this week especially, and then walkthroughs, and we're all dialed in and just ready to go out there and play in front of the best fans of college football.
Nathan King.
Hey, Austin, kind of a personal question for you. How does it feel now to have locked down that starting left tackle job after everything you've been through at Auburn? And I guess, how did it feel to go out there today and have that start for the first game of the season?
It was big. I've been working for this for a long time, and it's finally my time has arrived. And it's just a blessing to be out there with my teammates and my brothers. You can't beat that feeling. And it was a good night tonight.
Yeah, I feel like it's an offense.
Are there any more questions for Austin Troxell?
We got guys in the big plays at running backs.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all, War Eagle.
That'll wrap up this Zoom.